Good morning, grade 1, and welcome to our math lesson, 2-dimensional shapes on 3-dimensional shapes. Our lesson objective is to identify 2-dimensional shapes on the flat surfaces of the 3-dimensional shapes.
Shapes. Cube. A cube is a box-shaped solid object that has 6 identical square faces. Cylinder. A cylinder is a solid object with 2 flat circular ends and 1 curved side. Cone. A cone is a solid object that has a circular base and 1 pointed end. Pyramid. A pyramid is a solid object with a flat bottom. The sides are triangles which meet at the top. Sphere. A sphere is a solid object shaped like a ball. It has no edges or corners. Prism. A prism is a solid object that has 2 identical ends and all flat sides. Thanks for watching.
We have learned the 2D shapes or the flat shapes and the 3D shapes or what we call them solids. Now, each 3D shape has flat surfaces, curved surfaces, or both of them. Now, our aim in this lesson is to trace the flat surfaces of the 3D shapes to draw or to find the 2D shape on each. Let's start with this shape. Who can tell me what is it? Very good. This is a cone. What other kinds of surfaces does a cone have? A cone has a curved surface and a flat surface. Okay, how many flat surfaces does a cone have? 1 flat surface. Excellent. Now, how can you trace around the flat surface? Okay, I will tell you how. We can put the flat surface down on the paper and draw around the shape. Do you know what shape we are going to find? Well done! We can find a circle, so we can trace a circle. Who can tell me what is this shape? Excellent! This is the rectangular prism. How many flat surfaces does a rectangular prism have? Wonderful! 6 flat surfaces. Now, what flat surfaces we can trace to draw the shape? If we put the flat surface down on the paper and draw around the shape, we will trace 2 squares and 4 rectangles. Now let's move to our friend, the cube. How many flat surfaces does a cube have? Excellent! 6 flat surfaces. Now, what flat surfaces we can trace to draw this shape? Now, if we put the flat surface down on the paper and draw around it, we will trace 6 squares. Oh, we all know that the sphere is a perfectly round 3-dimensional shape, like a ball. It has only 1 curved face. Now the question here is, what flat surfaces we can trace to draw the sphere on the paper? If we cut the sphere in halves and put the flat surface down on the paper and draw around the shape, we will trace a circle. Now, welcome to our friend, the cylinder. We all know that the cylinder has, tell me. Wonderful, 2 flat surfaces and one curved face or surface. Now, what flat surfaces we can trace to draw the cylinder on the paper? Now I will put the flat surface down on the paper and will try to draw around the shape. Then I will trace excellent, a circle. Now it's time to practice more in our book. Now, we studied that we can trace the faces or the flat surfaces on the 3D shapes to find the two-dimensional shapes. Now, for example, this 3D shape is a rectangular prism. Perfect. Now, if I will trace every face or all the faces on this 3D shape, I will find the 2D shapes. Now, in front of you, we can find, look at the blue color. What shape do you see? And they are 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, these are rectangles. And on the sides, I have two other 2D shapes. What are they? Very good. They are the squares. Now, if we go down with the share and show activity, they want us to use the three-dimensional shapes to trace around the flat surface, and then we'll tell them what shape we draw. On the left side, we have the three-dimensional shapes, and on the right side, we have the 2D shapes. Number 1, this is a cube. Now, if I will trace the face of the cube, what I'm going to find? Am I going to find a triangle, a square, a rectangle, or a circle? Excellent, it's a square. Wonderful. Let's go to number 2. Now, this is a cylinder. And if I want to trace the flat surface of the cylinder, I'm going to find or to trace a circle. Well done. Now, number 3. This is a rectangular prism again. And they want us to trace the faces. In this case, I'm going to trace two shapes. One will be the square, and the other face will be the rectangle. Excellent, grade 1. Give yourself a big clap. I'm sure you remember when we said that the shapes are everywhere around us. So we can find many objects around us that have the 3D shapes. Now, in this exercise or this homework, you are going to circle the objects you could trace to draw each shape on the left side. The first shape is very good, is a rectangle, then a circle, then a square, and number 7 shows again a rectangle. Now I want you to look carefully at the objects on the right side and try to look at the flat surfaces of each, then you will circle them. For number 8, you will need to draw a shape you would make if you traced this object. And this object, we call it a pyramid. Now, you can look carefully at the pyramid. You will notice that it has 5 faces. 4 are on the sides and 1 that is below or down. If you can trace them, it will be perfect. If you need a little help, you can scan the code beside it and watch the video or the math on the spot video, and it will help you a lot. Success criteria. So by the end of this lesson, hope you all now are able to identify two-dimensional shapes on the flat surfaces of the three-dimensional shapes.